Welcome back to the show. I have no idea what the fuck just happened, but I do appreciate you guys calling in and watching. Uh I I still can't tell you what the fuck just happened. What we just witnessed was the effects of having a live call-in show with no rules. I'm sure we're banned by Susan tomorrow, but that is fine. We do have Soldier Girl in the house. And at least she's one of our more sane callers. So, Soldier Girl, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got off my roof.
What the
I am
fuck
so wet. We
just
got a lot of
happened in
wind
this
and rain
show,
going on.
man?
I don't know. I came on. I said,
I don't know if this was organized by Polska Bob, but right now I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious because of the rooster stuff he keeps saying. So we're going to blame everything the last hour on Polska Bob, unless he chooses to call in. If he doesn't call in, this
I
is
told him to
Polska
call
Bob's
in.
fault. Yeah, he won't do it. So we'll see. He's high on his rooster horse there.
I missed a lot. I was on my roof because we have
You
tons
missed
of
some
wind and
weird.
rain.
You missed some weird shit. If we're not banned from YouTube tomorrow, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Rolling with the punches the best I could, but that was different. So green pillars.
Yeah, what's that? I
They are.
saw that at the very
I
end.
have
I'm like, what's the
no
green
fucking
pill?
clue. I don't think I ever got an actual description. I know my beer is all gone, so
Oh, shoot. You
you
better
can tell
fill
how the
up.
first half of the show went.
Oh my gosh. You know,
Holy shit.
but that was kind of cool because I'm like, there's so many people, but I was so lost.
No,
So
no.
I'm
It
like,
made
wait,
no
what did I
sense.
miss? What did I miss?
Um, your guess is as good as mine.
But
All
I
right.
think I asked, was it the, we didn't see his face, but it was Tipsy. Is
Tips.
it?
We did see his face at one point. Tipsy
Oh, I
something or
didn't
other.
see it because I would just got
Yep.
off the ladder off the roof and I'm
Let me
like
see.
soaking wet. But I'll have to watch. I'll rewatch. But I wanted to know his red pill
Tipsy
story.
cat. Trippy
So,
cast. They don't have a story. I don't think they had a
oh,
story. Here's what I think. I think you have a bunch of fine individuals who have a group effort to invade streams, and they did a fucking fantastic job. They
oh
had people
shit.
coming in that I didn't even have time to put on the screen, so it was something.
Was it fun?
uh I wouldn't do it again.
Because wait a minute. So where's Jimmy? And I
They're,
seen Jackal
they
saying I
were
think.
replaced by the trailer hood or something. I'm not sure what the fuck happened there. Holy fuck, man. Everybody in
Oh,
the
there's
trailer park
Polska.
called in. Yeah, Polska's here. I'm still assigning blame to you, Polska,
What?
until you can clear your name.
Dude, I had
Oh my
nothing to
goodness.
do with that.
Turn your volume all the way up. We cannot hear you. I always blame Polska since the Dick Pic Bandit. He is my number one to go to. Blame everything on Polska.
I had nothing
Poor
to do with that.
Polska.
Nothing to do with that.
Polska, how did you feel about the first half of this show?
You know what? If those guys aren't cousins, they did a hell of a good job pretending to be.
I have no idea how to react to this shit, man. I think they were trying to
I need
troll,
to
but I'm like,
rewatch it.
I don't know what the fuck is going on to even react to. Like, this is clown world for
I
sure.
saw a couple seconds, right, Polska? You saw me get on. I go, wait, just let you know I'm not on. I'm on the roof. You're like, be careful. And I'm like pulling my gutter because it like got blown
No,
out.
we don't need
And
you
the thing
falling
is,
off and breaking a hip.
they were all
Like my grandmother.
they were all on camera. You know, normally you expect the trolls to like hide. These fuckers were all on camera. So you are gentlemen, one lady. You are welcome back on the show anytime.
Anytime. Let's
Leave
do this.
your
Do it.
1945 at home though. 1938 to 1945. Leave that at home. Because if we get banned, it's all your fault. May have been your goal. I don't know, but it was fun. Here is our wild card here. Lucas. Lucas Hard R. I don't know if he was part of their crowd or not, but we will see. Lucas, how's it going this evening?
Is this mic on?
It is, but it's not. It is and it isn't.
I'll tell you what, that Eric guy had some sound advice about the dartboard and the left-handers.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Lucas, we cannot hear you at the moment. I'm going to put you backstage. You may want to adjust your I'll give you 15 seconds to see if you can adjust settings, but currently you're a mute. He's yelling into the let me try that.
I can't hear him, but I'm moving.
That's not. I mean, I'm trying that. Not helping.
Yeah, we can't
I
hear
wonder
you.
if he's in the same area that I'm in.
I'm not
Wait,
giving
can
you
you-
shit, man, but your mic is definitely fucked up right now. Well, I am giving you a little shit, but if you
Who
could
do you not give shit to, right, Paul?
I equal opportunity employer. I give everyone shit whenever possible. He's still gone. Lucas is
So
there was a
wet.
joke about being hard on with his mic, but anyway, we will bring
Hard
him
on.
back
I just said
in.
I'm so wet, and you're like hard on. I'm like, fuck,
Holy
I'm so
shit,
wet.
this is getting spicy. How the fuck are we still on YouTube?
No, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It didn't take that long on Soldier Girl. This panel just
Sorry.
degenerated just like that.
I really didn't
All
mean
right.
to. It
All
just
right.
was perfect with
You know what?
red
I'm
pill
gonna
and
take
what
a
I
back
said.
seat because I just dealt with the first half of the show, so I'm gonna just go ahead and let you guys talk about what you want to talk about. We'll start with Polska because Ministry of Beer usually interferes with the show quite frequently. Polska, let's hear what you have to say about this week in life
you.
and or bullshit.
Okay.
What's going on, Polska?
This week in life and bullshit, huh? Well,
Yes, sir.
the Twitter news is fantastic today. That's all over everything. Jeremy's.
Are we talking about the firing of employees, or what are we talking about?
All that stuff and all the liberals crying their
Yes.
SJW tears. So that's been entertaining. And Soldier Girl, if you didn't get the memo, we're calling Rhino Rooster now.
What the fuck?
Oh, we are. I didn't know.
No, we're not. Not until I know why the fuck we're calling me Rooster.
Take your hat off.
You're gonna. Oh, so did Billy send you the email?
I have not talked. I've spoken to Billy.
So Billy sent you the email. All right, that's all I got to say.
I thought you were calling him a rooster because he was being a cock this whole time.
Yes.
Well, that's one way to put it, Jackal.
The hat stays on. I'm still growing it back out, and we're at that awkward stage.
It's because you
where
got like that mohawk and the red
Makes me look
beard.
like a
You look
fucking cock.
rooster.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's all in good
But I
fun.
see family on here. I was
The
like,
hat stays
Jackal,
on.
your
Don't wanna-
life.
he
thank
doesn't want to look
God.
like Thor's son.
No, right now,
What is his name?
it's
Baron or
it's the interesting phase.
what's his
It's
son's name?
it's just
Baron?
long enough to where it's hard to style.
Baron.
Okay, whatever you got to tell yourself. Rooster.
Yeah, that's how I sleep at night.
Wait, Jackal. So
What the
you're
fuck?
gonna do a you're gonna start your show?
Look, before he even gets into that, I just gave Jackal shit on the live
Oh.
stream before he was even here for having
I didn't
construction
hear it.
equipment, farting, and screaming on on the last show. I got private
was
messages
funny.
saying that I love your show. It's professional, but when you have Jackal in the background dicking around, it makes it hard to pay attention. And I gave Jackal shit that I would kick off callers if they had background noise. And then I get the crew of Trailer Hood in here.
Molly
It's like,
Crew.
Jackal is well behaved as compared to what the fuck just happened. I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. Jackal, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. This feels okay. I feel like I'm in my safe space here now.
You're in your safe zone, right?
Damn it.
Well, you just had the loose cannons on. That's why.
I don't know what the fuck happened. I really don't. Polska, back to you. So what are your thoughts on the week and events other than Twitter?
Well, it's just been a busy ass week. Shit, man. I did a stream today with Brandon for like 8 hours. I don't know if you caught that. Brandon did a whole stream. We did some road porn. Just him and I driving around talking.
You guys probably want to do that in the safety of your own home and not on the road. I'm just saying.
That's awesome.
It can get
Our
dangerous
vehicles.
behind the wheel. All right, we're going to try to add Lucas back in as well. Lucas, I'm going to give you a 15-second window to speak and see if we can hear you.
Yeah.
Lucas,
Yo.
you
Yo.
are here.
Can you hear me?
So look, yeah, I can hear you just fine. Let me ask you,
Oh,
are you
shit.
green pilled by chance?
What is green pill?
I have no fucking clue. But that was the first half of our show, so I'm
All
just
right,
asking.
let's figure it out together. I'm ready.
It involves the trailer, and
Clowns.
it
Some
might
clowns, I think.
clowns. They're clowns.
Jack, I know what that picture is.
There's man,
Oh,
Okay, so I
shit.
just have green and clowns. That's all I gotta go on.
green clowns,
Okay.
bald heads,
Green
and dark lords.
clown or clouds?
Clown. Like
Sure.
you know, yeah, I don't know. No. I have no clue. Honestly.
Okay. Fuck me. Let it ride. Yeah, whatever. Fuck
Let
it.
it ride.
Holy shit. So what brings you to the show this evening?
I'm bored and drunk. What brings
That's what
you
brought
to
me
the-
here too.
What brings you to the
Place to
internet?
be.
The same reason I'm here. So that's
Oh, there's
fair enough.
Jeffrey.
Jeff,
Oh,
it's
Got
my
fine.
it.
fuck, it's
Y'all
Jeffrey
have-
Paul.
No freaking idea what I've been dealing with today.
Jeffrey, we're
Jeffrey.
trying to figure something out.
Okay,
we
I'll
got
leave
hang
you
on,
alone.
green
I'll
hang
leave
on.
you alone.
and we
How did
got
the
what
meeting go?
else?
What the fuck is green pill? Does anybody on the panel know?
Gas pill.
No,
There you go, Jocko.
I think meth and dicks is what I
Meth
think.
and dicks. I think it's also maybe trailer park mixed with a little.
I'm not
Shit,
seeing
I
you
don't
getting
know.
green out of here.
I really don't
Trailer
know.
Trailer parks.
I didn't
meth
see
and dicks.
everything.
There we go.
Jeffrey, did you see the first half of our show?
No, man, you just don't know right now. You just
You
don't
didn't miss
know.
much, Jeff.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know.
No, I didn't catch. I just got on because I've been in a complete and utter. I'm out of solutions.
Oh shit! What's going on, man?
Does this have to do with the
Well,
mayor's
not that y'all
office?
want to hear my problems or anything, but we just had a major rainstorm here.
Okay.
And the water comes down the street and goes right through my freaking garage, man. It's flooding my
Oh.
house.
Holy shit!
I live
And
in Florida.
my God, dude, and it just did it again. And I just paid thousands of dollars to have the whole driveway regraded and raised and all kinds of stuff, and it didn't fucking work.
Jocko.
So that's my deal. That's the end of my story. I'll
Hey,
send you a
Jeff.
video, Ryan, and you can check it out. You just won't believe how much water's coming. It's like,
That's not a good day. Do you have that video right now?
yes.
You can always
Sorry.
hang on.
Freaking Jeff.
You can always
But Jeff, I have a
email that. And we
question.
can pop that up on the screen if you want to. If you,
You,
want to
you
share.
ain't gonna fucking believe it. You just ain't gonna believe it.
Well, I'm
um,
willing to check it out.
Okay, well, if I get
Look it up.
cut off, I'll call you right back. But I'll send it to your phone. Can you just send it to your phone? Or do you want it in your email?
Send it to an email. It's easier to work with that way.
The red pill. What's the?
Redpillrhino@hotmail.com.
Okay, if I get cut off, I'll call you back.
All right, fair enough.
Hey,
All
Red
right,
Pill, where does he live? Where does Jeff live at?
Jeff,
I
where
live-
do you
I live in
ish?
Ozark, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay, because I got hit with water, so I missed the show completely until right now. I got on
Yeah,
a couple minutes before Green Pills, I guess, came in and
yeah,
left.
green pills. I don't know.
You don't
I
want to
was
know
on
what
my
the fuck.
roof.
I don't know what the fuck.
I tell you what, I went through Hurricane Michael in 2018. It was a
Mhm.
Cat 5.
Oh
okay?
shit.
And I had to stay. And I live in Panama City, Florida.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty fucked up then.
But I'm sure your water was pretty bad.
I
all
lost
right.
a couple gutters. and I'm all up on my roof with my little headlamp. I'm soaking wet. I was up there. A text Polska. I said, "Oh shit, I'm."
Yeah, if you look it up,
I
it's
like
it's the worst
Soldier Girl.
hurricane ever in U.S. history,
Mhm.
modern U.S. history. But we didn't get any coverage because that was the same time that Antifa was burning up the fucking West Coast.
Well, that'll fucking do it. They don't.
Yep.
They don't want to talk about real shit. Just,
Yeah, they burnt my
Yeah.
woods.
Just Antifa.
How about that?
Mm.
hmm
That sounds
So,
about
is this the first time you've been on the channel?
Yeah, man. I'm just,
Oh,
Okay.
welcome.
Yeah,
I'm just
welcome.
bored.
Absolutely.
bored floating around.
So you do have grievances with Antifa. Would you consider yourself anti bullshit as far as the left goes?
As far as any direction goes, yes, I am
Any
anti
direction.
bullshit. Yes.
Anti bullshit. So what is your this is a big question. What is your hopes for the midterm election?
There's no real voting ourselves out of the situation.
That is actually a fair answer. Now, there are, in my opinion, again, there are some candidates on the right now that are trying to eliminate the bullshit that's going on with our country. But you are absolutely right. It's two wings of the same bird in this country. And unfortunately, we have fucked around and found out for far too long, at least the last 100 years, if not the last 60 for sure. But we have walked ourselves into tyranny, and it's not going well for this country
Ushered
at all.
it in. Not we ushered it in.
Yeah. So would you say you have any, and this is changing subjects, would you say you have any red pill knowledge at all?
You said red pill knowledge?
Yeah, let me be more specific. There is different types of red pill. So there's a red pill,
Yeah, 'cause
something
how
wasn't,
deep you want to go.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
let me start with the base level
so,
here.
So he does, is what he's saying.
Yeah, let me start with base level. So base level is what's popular in the community now. Red pill is regarding male female dynamics, dating relationships, divorce court, family court, all that fucked up shit. If you want to go deeper, you get into something was an inside job, and we can go down the rabbit hill from there. But red pill varies depending on who you're talking to. But basically, it's waking up to the reality of the world around us and that we've been lied to from the get-go.
By the women, by the way. I can say that. Is that okay, Red Pill?
By
I
the
know.
women, by the government, by the politicians,
Roger that.
by society in general. Yes.
No, women
Roger
have been
that.
used as a main tool to manipulate
They were a
the
tool.
masses.
Absolutely.
See
Yeah,
the
but so-
19th Amendment.
So, Lucas, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the 19th?
It was a plot to gain more voters and to gain more tax revenue.
So, in your opinion, in order to vote, what are the requirements that you must have before legally being allowed? If you were the ruler of the country, so to speak, what would be the minimum requirements before you're allowed to vote in this country?
You must be a citizen.
Anything else?
Well, let's talk about what a citizen is.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. What do you think
So-
a citizen is?
What is in? Let's ask you first. But what is?
No.
No.
Let's
Okay.
let's see what you got, and then
Interesting.
you ask the first 2-3
All right.
questions. Let's see what you got.
So I'll give
And then I'll
you.
know how far to go.
I'll give you the basic. Born in this country naturally.
You're gonna
That's
have
basic.
To go a little bit farther than that.
Ah, son of a bitch.
You can do it, Red, right now. We got you.
How about
After
having
that-
skin in the game?
After that first half, okay. if you are a citizen in this country, you were born here, natural birth, your family members were born here, or they were legally and they're legally able to be part of this country. In other words, they did the citizenship test, they passed those, they are now a part of our community. But more importantly, in my opinion, and it was hinted at by Jeffrey here, you have to have skin in the game. Now, that can go a little bit far because some guys will tell you, unless you've served in this country in the military, you shouldn't have the right to vote. I don't disagree with that, honestly. But that's beyond just being a basic citizen. Because that, again, in some historical societies, everyone had to serve in some capacity. In our society, it's voluntary, and very few people these days serve. And so they don't have skin in the game. So they don't know what this country actually is, what it represents, and what it is to keep it a republic, constitutional republic, by the way, not democracy.
Are you suggesting that people have to be in some kind of formal service to the country to be a citizen?
I am not suggesting that, but I am suggesting in order to vote, you should have to have served. And by the way, for the record, I have not served. I'm okay with saying I don't deserve that right because I don't have skin in the game like those guys do.
I can say, I don't mean to interrupt anyone, but I can't. What is your name? I'm sorry. You're brand new and the screen is
Lucas.
so small. I'm sorry?
Lucas.
Lucas. Okay, Lucas.
Yeah.
So I
Lucas.
served, right? And I've seen a lot of crap in the military, right? But I also can say that I think that when someone does serve, like I've been in so many different countries to where they have to serve in a different country. They have to at least serve 2 years for their country. The
Right.
US doesn't do that, right? But I see a lot of people from different countries that come in and they serve under the US, under the American flag. And then next thing I have seen personally, they're able to get citizenship. They're able to bring 3 or 4 others from whatever country they're coming from. And they're not having to learn English, but yet they want to fly their flag around instead of the US flag. I have a problem with
Oh,
Yeah.
I have
I have
a
a
big
big
problem with
problem.
somebody flying another flag here.
Especially if they're
huge
flying it
problem.
above our flag. I've seen that shit too.
I've seen people
1000%.
flying Mexican flags in Texas, and I just want to go tear them down. And I'm not against Mexicans, but you don't fly that flag here, you know.
That's right.
Mhm.
You need to be proud to be under the US, the American flag. You know, Lee Greenwood sings it the best, right? God bless the USA. I've
But
lost a
what
lot
is
of my
that?
battle buddies. I'm sorry.
What
Lucas?
is that American flag?
What is that
What-
American
what-
flag?
what is
That
it?
shows.
What does it
shows
represent
the-
to you? What
it re-
does this country represent to you?
I will tell you what it represents. It represents that we, the people, by the people, can come together like we're doing right now. We have a freedom of speech. The red is for the blood that has been shed prior to me, to you, to our forefathers, right? The stars of you. Hopefully, you know there's all this about the flag, right? But the flag represents strength, that we always will go into a fight. We'll never leave a fallen comrade. We will fight to the end to show how strong we are because we live by our Constitution, right? And we should not be changing the Constitution for the lefties because, oh, we need to say he, they, them, whatever. No, we ain't doing that. We have fought too hard. My father fought, my grandfather fought, my great grandfather fought, and his, right? That flag stands for freedom. That flag stands. When I look at it every time, and I'm saluting it every time when I pass something, I will salute it. I have lost a lot of battle buddies to make sure everyone in this country has freedom. And when I see someone from another country just come on in and get welfare when I've never gotten welfare in my life, and to see them get everything handed to them and they don't work and they're flying around their flag from whatever country they're from and they're living in America and America has given them their rights to get help, to have freedom of speech, freedom of religion. If you're in another country and we speak like this right now, we could be shot by a
Our
40
first step
or a
of
9 millimeter.
streaming could have gotten a shot.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep going on, Red.
No, keep going.
But the
You're
flag
fine.
means is something that I'm dedicated to. I have it in front of my house. I do have a flagpole. It means a lot to me, not just me as being a retired soldier. I'm once a soldier, always a soldier. But it has such a deep meaning, and I'm not an emotional person, but I'm telling you what, that flag has flown, will never retreat. If we're in a fight, you know, like you've seen on uniforms, right? You'll always see the flag and it looks like it's flying backwards. Everyone always says that. A lot of people, not everybody, sorry. I've had people come up to me and say, well, why is the flag backwards on your uniform? You know why that is? It's because the backwards flag on a uniform, it shows that we will never retreat. We always move forward. We never retreat. And as a country, we should never retreat and accept anything less than what we, right, this group right now, correct, that are fighting for their rights. And one thing about men's rights have been taken away too many times because the laws for the women can beat their children, record it, leave it on a man's house steps in winter, and those kids are never taken away. They're never given to the man. The man will get screwed over nonstop. Sorry, I'm going off on that. Sorry, I do
Yeah,
have
we're
too
on
many
a
brain injury.
tangent now. But to
But I'm
reel it
telling you,
back
this
in,
American
Polska.
flag is amazing.
I'd
gonna
like
put Polska on the
to,
spot.
if you don't mind, Rapil, I'd like to keep the focus on what is actually a citizen, because that's where all our successes and our weaknesses lie as a country. Okay, we've allowed this weakness to come about in our country. All right, we stood by and we let it happen.
Compliant
Okay.
and complacent. Yep.
Hmm.
So we need to talk about what it is really to be a citizen. What does it mean to really be a part of a community and to take care of your countrymen?
Fight for your right.
Because we've lost sight of that, obviously, because we have allowed this to happen. Make no mistake, we have played a part in this. And until you get that through your head, and until you drop a little bit of the romanticization of, if that's even a fucking word, of, you know, the
It's okay.
U.S. or the, you know, the fucking old glory and shit like that. Yes, I'm patriotic. Yes, I love my countrymen. But the founding fathers believed in liberty above anything else,
Justice for all.
above any country, above any creed, above any race, above any ideology.
Mhm.
They believed in liberty. And that's what we need to come back to as citizens. And that's where that's where the conversation needs to start.
What
So-
does liberty mean for you? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Red Pill.
No, that's my question, actually. So
Oh.
you're fine.
Sorry.
Liberty.
Yes.
Liberty is liberty. You're
Define-
free to be, move, do whatever you want up to the limit of someone else's natural right. Okay? We all have natural rights. Right? I don't
Yep.
care
Correct.
if you believe in God. I don't care what you believe. But as humans on this earth, human life is precious. All right? So
That's
we
right.
have human rights. And that's where we start.
So in other words, if I were to dig deeper in that and say the destruction of liberty, um, would you agree or disagree that things like compulsory insurance, property tax, registration, all of those things are an infringement upon that liberty?
Yeah, that's theft.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Including taxes, everything else, property tax, sales tax.
As the Constitution reads, yes, it's unlawful.
Okay. Then we are on the same page
unless your state explicitly has laws that go against that. And if there has not been any legal challenge to that, then that's the law of their land.
there. Correct. Based on sovereignty.
I believe in sovereign states.
Mm-hmm. So let's ask you the question now, because I think this is actually going a direction that is quite enlightening to the audience. What is your idea of what is a citizen?
So a citizen requires responsibility, right? It says so in the definition of citizen. So we have to come to a consensus of what this country was founded on, what this country was supposed to harbor and grow as a nation. We have to start by defining there.
Okay.
So for you, what personally does that mean?
There's plenty of things that go into that, man. I mean, where do we start?
Usually it's step one. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm being serious.
That was good. That was good.
Have
he told you he was drunk, and I love it.
Have you
He's doing good.
studied? Have you actually studied the founding fathers?
To a degree. I can't say I am as in-depth as some other guys that study history, but to a degree, as far as the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, everything, I have my own pocket Constitution. I do know they were very differing in opinions, but they all agreed to disagree when it came to important matters.
Okay. Whose correspondence have you read?
As far as correspondence, I am not going to put myself on the spot and say I have anything specific. Mostly just what they would teach you in American history. I can't tell you, and I'm an expert, man. I am not an expert.
Neither am I.
None of us are. As much as we know, we're still not experts. But is it Lucas? I'm sorry. I think you're in the right place, the right channel, and you can say whatever you need to say. I was just curious, and I probably went off on it because I love the American flag and I fight for the rights, and it just makes me sick.
By the way, I'm not giving you shit at all.
No, he's not.
We are on the same page. I'm a smartass, but we are on the same page ideologically. I agree with what you're saying so far. So don't think that you've come into enemy territory. That is not at all where we're at. I guess I just really want to pick your brain on, even if we can't get to the definition specifically of a citizen, I would like to know where you think we went wrong and where you think we can start fixing it. That is the meat and potatoes of the conversation, because we have fucked this up. I will admit 100%. I believe we have fucked this shit up bad. The founding fathers wouldn't be sitting here tweeting about their problems right now. They wouldn't have any interest in that bullshit. They would have been taking action. That I can tell you 100%.
Right. And Lucas, even though I'm a woman here, trust me, I am backing you up. Nothing that you say is going to offend me, because people, even men and men, women, men and women, whatever it is, People aren't going to like each other, right? But you have the freedom of speech. You have it. So speak it. You know what I mean? And you're welcome here. And thank you, Red Pill Rhino, and everyone to accept me here, right? And I know it's supposed to be just a man's, but you know how I feel, Red Rhino and
I understand.
Costa, you
Yep.
guys know. But Lucas, like, speak it all you want. You know, speak what you've gone through. I'm telling you, everyone here is backing you up 1000%.
Yeah. So again, I'll ask the question, where do you feel this country as a nation, as we were founded, went wrong? And if you can be specific, if you have the date, the particular laws that were passed, whatever you have, where did we go wrong? And what can we do to correct it from here, in your opinion, of course?
So we got busy with our lives and we took advantage of the representative democracy that we have. All right.
19th.
We have easy times make weak men, and weak men make hard times, and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Strong men make good times make weak men make hard times. We are definitely at that door.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I think Outlaw
plenty
had
of
it right there.
dates that I can point to that are pivotal, things, but I'm not going to get into the weeds with that because it all goes so deep that it's designed to be that way. If that makes sense to you, then you're tracking me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, that's a hard question to answer too, because it's just about as deep as the first question. In your belief, is there anything we can do to fix the system at this point, or are we doomed to circle the drain?
At this point, damage is done. I'll tell you this, that Agenda 21, how long have we been hearing about that? Okay.
Yeah, a while now.
Just think about it in your heads. Okay. So that was Agenda 21 being Agenda 2021. Every bit of their agenda was met by 2021. Now look at their Agenda 2030. Okay? If you want to sit here and try and, parse little details and shit like that, no. We're at war. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not a fucking Fed. I'm just
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I'm just telling you
I'm trying to make you feel better.
that we
It's all
are
good.
at war, and this is no fucking joke. It's just
Yeah,
the
you're
way
right.
it is. We have this small window of opportunity to get everyone on the same page, and that's the only fucking hope we have. That's
Would
the
you
only fucking hope we have.
would
And
you
it's-
agree? Would you agree that the agendas that they are running by us, most of us not paying attention, would you agree that that is a global government effort, not just simply our own?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is take 5 seconds of actually giving a shit and look on the internet. It shouldn't be hard for fucking normies to see what is going on. All right? Look at fucking Kanye. Kanye is making some fucking legitimate waves that normies are starting to see. We have to use that momentum.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, we have to use that momentum and we have to keep pushing. It's our only fucking chance. All right. There's a reason why they've gone all out right now. And it's because this is their last fucking shot. They've shown their hand as the globalist elite. All right. And this is our last shot as a people, as a human race.
And you guys can definitely see that. I'll point out a few factors. None of this was by accident. If you go back to 2019, 2020, early March 2020 in this country, the demoralization process of the global society, if you will, was put in place.
BRB.
That's fine. But what you'll see is this whole coof that happened, right? That was the demoralization process. This was mind control. This was not by accident. What you're seeing with the masks and the 6 foot of distance and the stay inside and all that, that was designed to program you, to isolate you, to control you. Let me just point this out. And this is where I get spun up. So I'm going to point this out. Hang on.
Here goes
Guests are still on the show, but I've got to talk because this gets me pissed off. And if Susan, you ban me, fuck you. I don't care. I'll go to Rumble. Everybody that's watching this show tonight, go over to Rumble, subscribe to, I believe it's right now branded Red Rhino, but it's Red Pill Rhino. You can search either. It'll pop up. They told you to stay inside, right? But they didn't just tell you to stay inside. They told you that your loved ones were going to be in hospitals dying and you couldn't visit them. Your loved ones died alone. And I mean, yes, people die alone all the time. Car accidents, freak accidents, overdoses, whatever. But these people I'm talking about, your family members, your grandparents, your fathers, your mothers, sat in the hospital, scared and alone, forced to wear their masks, not having any visitors, and had to die alone. Now, I had a stepfather. He had cancer shortly before this whole pandemic started. He deteriorated fastly. It metastasized in the lungs and reached every other organ. Okay. There's a reason I get pissed off about this. Me and him did not have the greatest relationship when I was growing up. I was a shithead. Okay. But watching him deteriorate like he was, he needed the support of people around him. That included me, my mom, family members of his. They needed to be there. He lost like 50 pounds in a week, man. Towards the end, it was fucked. There are people in this country, and not just this country, all around the world, that were denied access to their family members in their last moments, scared and alone, dying, terrified. And this fucking regime, these globalist elitist pricks, if I get banned, fuck it. These globalist elitist pricks said, fuck you, fuck your feelings, fuck your family, fuck your rights, fuck what you believe in. You're going to sit here and accept the fact that your family member in pain and suffering is going to die alone. Oh, you have a problem with that? Sorry. Wear your mask, shut the fuck up, do what you're told, stay at home. This was the demoralization phase. And they got you to buy it. People would go into, restaurants, got to mask up. Why? Because when you sit down, you don't need one. Oh, it's magic. The virus can't affect you when you're eating your fucking overpriced steak. But when you're standing up, you're a threat to society because heaven forbid you pass a cold to somebody. And I'm going to say that very seriously, a fucking cold. You notice how the flu took a vacation for 2 years? Took a fucking vacation. No flu. Magic. Now they want you to get your flu shot, which, by the way, Conspiracy Theory Road may be laced with some mRNA shit. You may want to avoid your fucking flu vaccine anymore. Do you know that the episode aired Wednesday on Steven Crowder on Rumble? A doctor brave enough to come on the show was almost killed in the hospital by the medical staff because they didn't like what he had to say. Go watch Crowder's episode this Wednesday. Today is 11/4/2022 on a Friday. Backdate that to Wednesday. Go watch Crowder's episode. He had a doctor on that brought up the vials. Okay. We explained blood clots. I'm going to get banned. Fuck you, Susan. Fuck your regime. Fuck your liberal bullshit. Those blood clots were not the kind of blood clots that you would see ordinarily. In other words, you take a normal blood clot out of somebody, they're thick, they're small, they break down pretty easily with the right treatment, right? Those blood clots are normal. They're blood clots. The blood clots he's describing, watch me get banned on the live stream right now. If we go down right now, it's because I'm saying this. These blood clots have the consistency of calamari and slowly grow throughout every artery and vein in your system until you end up with something we like to call myocarditis, as the liberals like to call sudden adult death syndrome. Bullshit. Okay? So you were demoralized. You were told you couldn't keep your fucking job. You couldn't keep your benefits. You couldn't keep your 401k or your pension. You couldn't stay in the military as active duty at all unless you did what you were told. Bullshit. And now all the motherfuckers that held out and didn't get poked, you know what? All of a sudden, it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, by the way, the masks were never effective. Oh, by the way, the poke, the jab, oh, that was never tested. We didn't know if it was safe. We didn't know if it'd work. But you fuckers listened to a global regime of entitled pricks hell-bent on destroying your lives, only allowing enough to live for the plantation. You listen to them. You got your jab. You lost your job if you didn't. You lost your military service if you didn't. And now it's all a joke. Oh, we were wrong. We got it wrong. We didn't know shit about it. There's a 99% survival rate, and the vaccines don't work. But you did what you were told, right? You were alienated. You were cussed at by Karens for 2 years, told you couldn't come in here without your fucking mask, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker. That's where we fucked the fuck up. You motherfuckers, maybe you're not watching this show because heaven forbid you hear the truth, but you motherfuckers allowed this shit to happen. You were compliant, you were complacent, you went along with it, and now millions of people are going to die. Yes, Susan, I said it. Millions of people are going to die because they believed your bullshit lies. But that's okay, because now we're in the destruction phase. You think the oil crisis is really a crisis? No, this was planned. Do you think the crops failing globally was accidental? No, it was planned. Do you think starvation, owning nothing, and eating crickets and being happy was an accident? No. You are supposed to have nothing, be happy, die, and accept it with a smile. This is a global plan. This is not something that just localized to one country and another. They're all working together. You think fucking 1984, let's just talk about it really quick. You think China and Russia and North Korea are all your fucking enemies in America and support Ukraine and all this bullshit? Fuck you. Fuck you. They're all in it together, smiling, laughing, and jerking it off in a circle jerk while you were suffering. The inflation, the economy, the housing market, the diseases, the famine, all of it. Do you think it's a mistake? Or do you think you're just some fucking pawn in some game? Wake up. These are not your friends. They're not going to save you. And I will go so far. Yeah, a red wave would be great to see because maybe some of the grassroots guys that actually believe what I do get in. But most of them are the same circle jerk party that you voted in last time. They talk a lot. They do a lot. And then when they get elected, you know what they do? They fuck you over. And you're supposed to smile while they're putting up your ass. All right, guests, welcome back. And I am sorry, but I had to get that out of my system there.
Wait, hold up, Red Rhino. Come on, everyone. Give him a hand.
Red, we love you, man. That was awesome.
That was
Mike,
awesome.
it
I'm writing
sounds
letters.
like-
I'm like, keep it up 100%. You are right, Red Rhino.
Ryan for president.
Yes.
No. I don't want that responsibility. Fuck that.
I know, but
So,
no, you
I
were
don't-
right on. You were on point.
I don't
Were you
know
guys all
where,
like that too?
y'all live, but I live in Florida, so I have probably a different whole view of how this actually went down.
All the same in every state. I promise you, my friend.
I don't know. No, I promise you it wasn't.
No, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give Lucas Hard the floor. I do want Polska, Jackal,
I'll
and
be
Jeffrey
quiet.
to have the floor at some point too. But Lucas,
Yeah.
the floor is yours for now. I want you to get it out, man.
So, I live in Panama City, Florida. That's the Panhandle for those of you that don't know. But regardless of where you were in the state of Florida, we never stopped life. We didn't stop. Nothing stopped. The stores were open. Grocery stores. Hobby stores. Any store. It was open here. You want to know why? It's because in Florida, for whatever reason, maybe it's a pirate state. For whatever reason, we just don't take shit down here. And our governor knew that. And our governor is the governor of the people because he has to. I don't care if he wants to. He has to. Why?
Do you think he wants to?
Because we as citizens that take responsibility for our communities hold people accountable. And that's how that this country was supposed to be. That's how this country was supposed to be ran. From the smallest possible government being your local, county, state, if it had to be federal. We've allowed these steps to be taken. These trampling fucking steps on your face. These are your freedoms. These are your rights as a natural born citizen of this country. And like I said, citizen comes with responsibilities. I'm not going to sit here and name them. They're well numbered in our Constitution. I encourage you to read it in full. I guarantee it's less than you've read on any of these little TikToks and fucking YouTube videos.
So let me ask you a question. I do want to jump in here, and then we're going to talk to some of the other guests as well. I want to ask you, and this is going to maybe an easy question or hard question. I don't know, depending on your views. Why does Florida still restrict the Second Amendment the way it does?
As to how?
As far as I was aware, there is no open carry there. And as far as rights shall not be infringed, period. Let's just go there. Let's just go to the immediate obvious. If you're convicted of something in this country,
I don't
you're infringed.
Yeah. So Florida is an interesting state. Even though there is no general open carry, there is open carry for outdoor activities,
Right.
say hiking, fishing, hunting, etc. You're allowed to open carry. There's plenty of constitutional amendment guys, I guess is what you would call them on YouTube. They go around and basically, test if they're allowed to walk around with an open carry with a rifle and shit like that. So you're allowed to, as long as you're in the act of a sportsmanship activity.
So let me ask you
Um,
this, just to be more specific, is that not an infringement in your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah, it is.
So why has Florida, being the state that you're saying it is, why have they not done away with that bullshit yet?
Well, it's just not been a priority, as of late. It's been a lot of, you know, actual human and constitutional rights that we've been defending against. Like I'm saying with the lockdowns and all that shit. We never locked down.
Right.
For 2 weeks, I'll get back to that. For 2 weeks, we kind of did the mask thing. And what I'm saying is, Walmart kind of tried to tell you to put a mask on. You just walked the fuck in.
Yeah.
Didn't
Which is how
matter.
it should have been, by the way.
We have a Florida local grocery chain called Publix. Not
Yep.
once was I ever looked at even sideways for not wearing a mask, and that's where I spent most of my business, was local, supporting local businesses, because here we care more about freedom. All right.
Yeah. And the corporations, frankly,
we all
don't give a
work
fuck
for our
about you.
money. We
Yeah.
don't need Democratic politicians to give us more fucking handouts, because we work for our money down here.
Absolutely. Excuse me, cut out. Absolutely. To cut in on that, Polska, what are your thoughts this evening? Because I know this is an issue you can get spun up on. I've heard you before on other shows. What are your thoughts this evening, sir?
Yeah, you know what? I want to elaborate a little bit more on your rant. Like it was all planned. What it really was to see how far they could fucking push everybody. How close could they get to their totalitarian fucking rule? All right. Government means control mind in Latin. It's basically what it means. In Latin, you say the verbs before it down. So it just means mind control. That's all that this was about. To see how far they would go. And all these fucking people, politicians, especially the ones that signed these fucking mandates, all right, which are not laws, all right, and pushed all this shit on everybody and fucked this entire country up for God knows how long. So this asshole could even fuck it up more. All these people should be fucking hung for treason in the goddamn public square on the internet for all to fucking see. And I don't mean just here. I mean these fuckers too, like Macron, all those European fucking guys, that fucking cunt down there in Australia and New Zealand. All those fucking people, they all need to be goddamn hung. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. We're going to
Go
put
Polska.
Jacko on. Jacko, give us your thoughts this evening. I know.
No. But move on to somebody else. I'll go last. Trust
Okay.
me. You're going to
I'll
want
let
me
you
to
go
go
last.
last.
All right, Jeffrey, the floor is yours then, sir.
Oh, well, I will tell you that here in Arkansas, we are constitutional carry. In other words, when I lived in Texas, yes, I had to have my license to carry, which I thought was a complete infringement, because I'm thinking, hey, the Constitution says I can carry. It doesn't say get a license through the state first. It doesn't say that. And that's an infringement. When I moved to Arkansas, I wanted to transfer my license. So I got with the fire chief and the police chief here. They said, no, you don't have to have it. Just carry. It's all you have to do. And you can open carry and conceal whatever you want without a license. It's constitutional carry.
So, Jeffrey, let me
Go ahead.
Let me ask you the harder question here. Let's say you knew a friend of yours, hypothetically. Let's say you knew a friend and he did some time for possession. Let's say that's a felony charge. He is out, rehabilitated, off parole, and on the streets. Should his rights have been permanently taken away, in your opinion?
No. And and if everybody felt that way, nobody's going to do anything stupid, because I'm going to tell you, being armed keeps everybody friendly.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps everybody in check. Because I can tell you right now, and y'all probably will agree with me. If I'm a mass shooter and I'm going to go somewhere to do a mass shooting, where am I going to go?
You're going to go where it's unarmed.
That's
probably.
right. A gun-free zone. That's right. That's
Mm.
exactly right. And these guys, and what gets me is I worked for school districts, and they would say, this is a gun-free zone. Well, let's just go ahead and advertise it.
Yeah. Yeah. Free advertising for the psychopaths.
Free
Absolutely.
advertising. And you know, and when I was a kid, I'm a lot older than y'all. It wasn't unheard of to go to high school with a shotgun hanging in your back window of your pickup truck.
Right.
Whoa.
Didn't Jeffrey, I don't want to date you too much, but didn't they have classes that taught you about firearms in school back then?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes. They didn't really hold that in every school, but it was not unheard of to do that. And you know, and as a kid, my dad taught me how to use guns.
Yeah.
He said, we're going to go out, go shooting. I lived out in the country, so I had rifles. When I was a little kid, I had pellet guns and all this stuff. And then my dad always had pistols, and he showed me how to use them.
Absolutely.
And the education of it all was plenty. Now, agreed. Okay, there may be a psycho that's going to go off and do some mass shooting somewhere. But guess what's going to happen if everybody in there's armed?
It's not going to go very far.
It's not going to go very far, and it's going to be very minimal.
But my feelings. What about that, Jeffrey? My feelings. It's not safe.
I'm going to try to keep you from getting banned. Fuck those feelings.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing.
You know what? I'm disposable as a man. So guess what? My feelings are hurt. Fuck off. Do you think they care?
Nope.
Nope.
Not one bit.
They don't. And so I don't have any sympathy towards anybody's feelings about guns. And, you know, oh, I'm scared. Oh, somebody's going to get shot. That gun is not going to shoot you.
Yep.
Think about Texas.
I've never seen a gun just jump up off the ground and pull its own trigger.
Really? You've never seen one grow legs and just run around the streets?
And you know, we see these mass shootings going on. And where do these mass shootings happen? Where?
Liberal fucking cities.
That's right.
That's where.
Liberal cities and West. They happen in gun-free schools. Schools is where they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they are happening. Now, there has been some other places, I'm sure, but the ones that are the mass shootings, you've got Sandy Hook, which I sometimes doubt altogether. You've got the one down in Texas, Uvalde. You've got the real big one in Colorado, where you're at.
The Aurora or the Columbine. Pick
yeah,
your poison.
both of those. Yes, but look, they're all schools, every one of them. To me, and I always, I had a stepson that was going to a private school, and they wrote me an email when I was married to his mother, and said, well, since of all the school shootings are going on, we're going to put in videos, cameras all over the school to try to keep our children safe. I wrote them back in that email, and I said, that must be one hell of a video system.
Yeah, no shit.
If you think that damn video system is going to do anything for you, you are freaking dreaming. I said, arm the teachers. At least arm the teachers.
Yeah, I would agree. Looks like we lost Lucas this evening. He may have tapped out for the night, but he did have some solid points. We're going to jump over to Soldier Girl really quick. Well, she is blacked out at the moment. Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
What are your thoughts on the matter we're talking about right now? What are your feelings here?
Oh, you guys every one of you have hit exactly the point that I wanted to say. We have in Oregon, right? We have these red flags. I'm speaking as a soldier or a service member, right? And I think it doesn't just do it for service members. I think it's for others. If someone's called and they go, oh, I think they're going to hurt themselves, and they got weapons.
Red flag laws, yes.
You know what those are, right? So the police can actually take all your weapons if you've got 30, 40, 50, or just 2, right?
Yep. All you got to do is be a disgruntled neighbor and say, "Oh, he's crazy. He might
Yeah.
hurt somebody." And boom, they kick down his door, take away his guns, and there's nothing he can do but face a judge. And the judge gets to decide if he gets constitutional rights or not. Bullshit.
Shit, exactly. It makes me so mad, and I can't stand it because in Oregon I have my concealed carry, and I have it for over 25 states, and I can also go from here to Florida. I have my Arizona and I have my Washington, but California is probably Oregon's very liberal, but California, if I even would go through the border and get pulled over, I'm gonna be in jail forever. Doesn't
Soldier
matter.
girl.
I could not. Yes.
I've just got somewhat of a question for you, or somewhat
Mm-hmm.
of a statement question, if you will. You were in the
Yeah.
service, right?
Roger that.
And how long have you been in the service, or how long were you in the service?
I retired, and I retired 5 years ago.
And how long?
And
So you're telling
18.
me you 18 years. So you're telling me you spent
until I got
18
injured.
Well, I mean, but you spent 18 years in the service, and the United States is going to restrict whether you cross state lines or not with your weapon. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life, especially coming from somebody like you that did serve. If you want to do that to somebody else that may have a little bit out of their mind, but a servicewoman that served and has military trained weapon usage, and you're going to restrict her. That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Thanks.
I appreciate that, but they do it. They go after the service members first because they're like, oh, they're a threat because we've already taught them how. So if I hit someone, oh, you're a lethal weapon. People will laugh at that, but it's very true. The police will be like, oh, you know what? You've been taught how to kill. You've been taught this. Oh, now you have PTSD. Now you have TBI. You're a danger to the community. And we're not going to allow you to have that AR-15. We're not going to allow you to have your 30-06. We're not going to allow you to have your 9, your Glock or your Ruger, whatever. It doesn't matter. They'll take it from you. There's these red flags. It's a red flag law that they have in a lot of states. Oregon is a huge one. I love living in the woods. I would rather live very far and be up in the mountain, right? But the red flag laws are taking over in every state, and it's sick. It is sick because when I'm driving from here to Florida, and what was his name again? I wrote it down. He was on and he came off. Starts with T. Sorry, stupid T. Oh, Lucas. Why did I say T? TBI. Anyways, Lucas, what he was saying was about Florida. Well, I drove from Oregon to Florida in 2020 and also 2021, and I went to Publix. They made me put on a mask. And I'm the type of person that's like, no, tell me where I'm going to go. And that was in Land O'Lakes, Florida. So I wanted to ask him a question before I got off. And then in Oregon, I've never worn a mask. I've been kicked out many times, and I've also helped Walgreens and different stores when there's a shoplifter. I'll grab them and grab their backpack and tee it out because there's no one that can stop them. And I'm like, no, because next week when I come in to buy something, the price is outrageous.
Yeah.
The laws are just so messed up. So we have to stick together to try and change it. I'm sorry I'm going off rail on this and on that or whatever, but Red Pill, you're on point. You're good. Everyone that's spoken, I cannot wait for Jackal. I hope he's got something funny for me to laugh at. But hey, you guys keep up the good work.
Gentlemen and ladies, watching the show now or in the future, if you're watching the show in the future, I am so sorry. I did some research, and it looks like let me play around here because I'm having fun here doing research. This channel here, Control C. Let me go into the chat here. This channel here did a raid on our show tonight. So that's what that was about. If you watched anything prior to an hour and 14 minutes, I hate to say you wasted your time. I kind of knew they were trolling. I let it happen. I let all 5 of them in. I can handle a bunch of morons trying to troll a stream, so I didn't care too much about it. and it made for interesting content, even though it might get me banned for worse reasons than anything we discussed here. But the YouTube watch channel over there is by a channel. He doesn't have very many viewers, which is why he probably raid streams 1,508 K subscribers. So not a very big channel. Matthew the Fragmentationer. Okay. So
Can you
in
say it
the
again?
private Matthew the Fragmentationer. Now I do have that link in the live chat for you guys all
Okay,
to
roger that.
but the moron decided in our private chat to say this. Can you, inward, please raid this live stream, but don't tell the dumbass about what shit I'm doing. So the first half of the show was a raid. I allowed it to happen. I'm not too upset by it, but there you go. So if you're wondering what the fuck happened, you basically had the Aryan Nation raid our chat for fun. That is what the fuck was going on the first half of the show.
And they brought a Puerto Rican chick on.
I don't know what the fuck it was, to be
Is it
honest.
you,
But,
girl?
yeah, I have no
sorry.
idea what was going on. But it was a
I missed
live
it.
raid. So I'm sure that'll only benefit this channel in the future, but he is a small channel, so I doubt it. But we'll see. Anyway, I have said all I need to say regarding that. I'm going to let Jackal have the floor because I'd like to hear Spun Up Jackal tonight.
Go
Jackal.
Jackal.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, does anybody know the backstory of World War One? Just throw a
Roger
guess.
In the chat, if you guys can leave a comment, I will pop it up on the
Archduke,
screen
yes.
for you. Archduke Ferdinand.
Well, besides that, did anyone notice that all of the leaders of the major nations involved in this were all part of the same family, or they were somewhat related to them by blood?
Yes.
So
I
what
do
does
know.
that sound like to you?
Incest is the best, and I won't finish that line.
It just sounds like a big family feud that dragged millions of people to their deaths.
Basically,
So, what happened? A bunch of aristocratic motherfucking cocksucking bitch fuckers decided that just because they have a disagreement, and you had this powder keg of alliances, decided to blow up all at once. And in the light of that, the officer class, the aristocrats that could get right into the officer schools just because they're rich or because they had records proving that they had lineage tracing back to the Teutonic Knights. That's a reference if you don't catch my drift. They thought of this as just another crusade, something that they could only benefit themselves. They could go off to war, win on an adventure, and bring back some glory, some gold, and some stories to tell the kids. What it turned out to be was just a bunch of guys having to get themselves killed over nothing. And who suffered the most? Yeah, the aristocrats took a bit of a beating because a lot of their officers were the first ones over with a pistol in their hand and a whistle in their mouth, first to get shot or turned into a red fucking mist. Who else suffered? The butcher, the baker, the shoemaker, the newspaper writer, all of the normal people, the average citizen, the lifeblood of a country.
yeah.
Now, with the history lesson over, what's going on here now? You have the people at the top that are the least likely to suffer the consequences of anything they have been doing. Who have they been dragging through the mud with a smile on their face and a glass full of expensive wine or whiskey in their hand and billions of dollars in the bank? Us.
Yep.
They've been making us have to deal with their bullshit. It's not going to end well for anyone because obviously they have the blinders of it's all good. It'll never happen to me. We've got examples of the past. We just don't have to fuck up like they did. Here's something that they fail to understand. Those that are evil and wicked to the core fail to understand every single fucking time. Humanity is not made to be ruled by those that are no better than them. One man or one woman, I don't care, does not have the right in any context, I repeat, any context, to tell others what the fuck to do or how to live their damn life. You don't get to tell other people how to live their life. You know why? Because you are no better than them. When you cut your hand, what is the color of the blood that comes out? Cut somebody else's hand. What's the color of the blood that comes out? I'll bet you all the money that you will ever make in your entire pathetic fucking life that it will be the exact same fucking color. You are no
Absolutely.
better. You have no right to tell other people how to live. So, if you think you could sit in your ivory tower with your thousands of employees managing how other people will conduct themselves on the internet when they're just trying to communicate with people that they know, you are the biggest fool in human history.
Not to mention their armed security, but I digress.
They are making the exact same fucking mistake that their father is making. And I don't mean their physical genetic father. I mean the father that is ruling their heart and mind, and that is Lucifer. He made the damn mistake thinking that he, just because he was God's right-hand man, that he was somehow stronger than God. I don't think it takes more than two neurons to rub against each other to understand that the created cannot overpower the creator. That's not how it goes. That is absolutely right. You do not have any right over someone else. You're just another hairless monkey, as Pop would say, like the rest of us. You do not have wings to fly above us. You do not have a mind that, for some stupid fucking reason, you think it gives you the right to tell others how to live and tell them you're gonna like it. No, we're not gonna like it. Poke us enough times and you will find out soon that humanity is not an animal that you can tame as your pet. We are not animals. In fact, I would go as far to say that people that think that they can tame others and make them their slaves, their puppets, they are the ones as low as an animal. Because you are too busy thinking in a predatory fashion to have one thing that sets us apart from animals: compassion, logical thinking, and understanding. That is what makes you not superior, but inferior to us. I don't care if you have scientists to say that what I just said is wrong. Somewhere in the Bible, I can't recall, but those of you who know it, feel free to put it in the chat, that in the time when God will return, those that are deemed the wisest on earth will be proven to be the most foolish. because they are the ones who think they are smarter than God. Sure, they may have millions of idiots convinced that they are wise and will have them groveling at their feet and listen to every word they say without question. But they will learn. It does not matter. It's in my profile picture. I took it down. But there's a little bit of wording in the background. There are two things that no matter what you do, no matter how much money you have, no matter how influence you have, now how many idiots you have following you, two things you cannot escape: God's reign and death. Death comes for us all. I don't believe in reincarnation like Pop does. But I can guarantee you that there are some that just don't deserve it if it does exist. And you know where they go? They go to the lake of fire where they burn for eternity. Even in Norse mythology, there's a little something called Helheim, where
Facts.
those who sin in life burn for the rest of eternity for the crimes they committed in life.
It
More
is appointed. It was
More
appointed
specifically,
once,
I got to interrupt there. More specifically, those who did not lead an honorable life will suffer in eternity.
And they are not living in an honorable fashion.
No.
Because with honor, you will not seek to overcome somebody else solely for your own desires. You will not wish destruction upon someone else. You will not want to make somebody else your pawn. You will live respectfully to others. Golden rule: treat others the way you wish to be treated. I was taught that in grade school. Is it that difficult for an adult to understand that? The answer should be no. So, with all that said, give me a guess. What do you think's going to happen to these people that choose to enjoy the lavishness of life when that life, that time where you have this life, is but a grain of sand on the entire earth in comparison to eternity? What do you think they're going to have to pay when that time is up? Sure, they may be able to survive in their bunker somewhere. But like I said, death doesn't give a damn shit, fuck, or dick what you put between it and you. Death reaches through you, grabs a hold of your soul, and drags you to the courtroom to be judged before the man. The man that created you and gave you an opportunity that you squandered.
it is appointed once for man to live and then the judgment. God
Hey.
uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. So you're very correct in those.
Jacko, can
Yep.
we keep the videos under 3 minutes, please?
God damn.
Jack,
I let him have the
Jack.
floor.
I know,
I
it was
leave
great.
him
It was
alone.
great.
I'm done.
All right,
I'm done.
Dale. Dale is in the background. I cannot add you at the moment, but I do want to let you know, if you were part of the trolling party that showed up earlier, it's not going to work out well for you. I let them have the first half of the show, but the second half of the show, we're not playing games. Dale, if you're not one of those, I'm sorry in advance, but unless one of our other callers gets off, we are full house right now. Lucas, apologies to you if you thought the dunking on you was about you at all. It was not. There was an obvious group of trolls. You were not part of them, but they will be dealt with in the future. So on that note,
you can kick me out for a little bit. I need to find a way to make this vein in my neck go down.
Fair enough.
Like I said, Jack, let's keep the videos under 3 minutes.
Hey, Jackal, we love you, man.
No, it was well said, man. We do have somebody trolling in the chat. I will ask you the same question, but I'll reverse it. Do you have any evidence that God doesn't exist? Riddle me that. Do you have any evidence to disprove? And I'm sure you'll have fun with that. But factual, solid, hard evidence to disprove. Try that one on for size. Anyway, moving on.
It takes more faith not to believe in God than it does to believe in God. That's what
No,
I
absolutely. Now, we will add Dale to the stream. But first, before we do, we have Billy Von Baum himself in the show. How are you doing, Billy?
What's going on, guys?
So
I feel like I walked into like a hurricane here.
You have no fucking idea what you walked into. By the way, I had a question. I had a question and an answer for you all at the same time. The question this evening is, would you be willing to this one time, because I know you work for Pop and Blake, but I am a poor man here. There was a rant I did somewhere in the second half of the stream after the 1 hour and 14 mark. Would you be willing to break that down somehow in one of your Billy-esque ways?
Yeah, just send me timestamps.
I'll have to check on that, but I will get it to you. Second, the answer, I finally sent you photos of me looking like a homeless crackhead. So you have that for your deep fake now.
Oh, well, all right.
I don't know if you're homeless, but you're a crackhead, right?
It was bad, man. I just got off work. My hair's a fucking mess. And I'm like, dude, I've been putting this off. And I'm like, every day, I'm like, I look like shit. I don't want to take photos. But I'm like, you ask for them, I'll just send them to you. So,
Well,
yeah.
I heard your stream. I listened finally to your stream from Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
Today. So
Yeah.
I heard that you live in kind of a crackhead neighborhood. So,
I live in Denver. Do I need to say anything else? That's that should sum that up for you, man. It's a shithole.
I got the timestamp. It's 158.50.
158.50 is where the my rant that could pretty much sum up how I feel about everything regarding this channel in one lump sum. That's a good little speech there. That just came from the heart, not scripted. Just was pissed off and got it off my chest.
okay.
All right.
I have to find my pen. I literally blew my whole entire office apart today.
Oh shit.
Like the whole thing.
On a
Redoing
lighter
it all.
note, how are you doing? Because you did come into a shitstorm stream this evening.
Well, I didn't get a notification you were on, so I didn't think you were going. So I was like, I'll just keep working on my office, and then I popped in, and I'm like, oh, you got something? You are going.
There are a couple reasons for that. One, I didn't give 24 hours notice this time. I gave like 4 hours notice, just in case I couldn't do the stream tonight because of actual real world work that I do. Secondly, I did it at 7 instead of 8, so I fucked myself twice on that one. As far as letting you guys know. I will go ahead and add Dale to the stream really quick here. Actually, you know what? Let me check backstage really quick. We've got Ray.
You want to
And we've got Dale. Dale, in the private chat, please let us know what topic you would like to bring up tonight before I add you. Same thing with Ray. He did just say that he wasn't trolling, just asking as far as the God question. So I'll let you guys have at it there. Jeffrey, I know you are spiritual. I don't know about you, Polska, but that will be your forte. I have my own belief system, which is not quite of the Christian belief, but we can say that's rolled in there. I was baptized at one point, so on my own free will. So there is that. But I'm not the expert in the God department. Excuse me, my mic cut out. God department. So in the meantime, Kanye's recent out. Dale, the thing is I'll add you, but if there's any trolling, because we got that the first half of the show, I'm gonna have to cut you out. So
You know what, Rooster, I'm gonna jump out because I gotta get going soon anyway. All right.
I don't know who you're talking to, but
you know-
have a great night there, Polska.
You know damn well who I'm talking about.
I don't know
Rooster.
shit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hey,
All right,
peace to you, Polska.
All right, I'll see you guys. I'll be in Bacon Stream later, so if you guys want to hang out there, all right.
See you,
Fair enough.
Polska.
All right.
All right, Polska, have a great night. All right, I will bring Dale in. All I ask is there's no trolling, eating, construction work, or loud noises in the background. That's all I ask.
Yeah,
Dale,
I just
how's it
wanted to
going?
say, Jews
Okay.
run the media and kill our niggers.
So
Well,
here
there
is where
you
he
go.
gets kicked. That is
There
he's
you
gone.
go.
I figured that was going to happen. They are still trolling. If you want to check out their channel, it's Matthew the Fragmentationer. He's having fun dicking around on our channel. Give him some likes, some shares, some subscribes, whatever you want to do, or whatever else you might think of. Anyway, we also have Ray. I will bring Ray in for half a second and see how that goes. Ray, what is on your mind?
Oh, hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just I randomly came across your stream, and then I heard you guys talking about that religious stuff, and so like I said, I was actually just curious, but it wasn't like me trolling or anything. It was more just I came in when that guy was talking about like eternity and you being
Right.
judged and all that stuff. So I didn't know
Now-
what you guys were talking about before.
Basically everything tonight. To each their own on religion. I'll be honest with you. I was not raised to believe one way or another. I was free to choose my own belief system. So mine kind of picks and chooses. I know that's weird, especially for the Christian audience, but I have several different backgrounds in my family. So based on that, I have an amalgamation. Do I believe in the existence of God, so to speak? Yes. Do I believe that Jesus was a man that walked on this earth and that died? Yes, I do believe that. But I'm more open to other ideas as well. I'm not strictly stuck on just what's in the Bible. That's me in particular, but I did go to church. I do understand the concepts. I can't disprove God. I can't disprove an existence of a creator. I have yet to figure out how to disprove that. I have a friend, which I'll plug now. His name is Agent of Doubt on YouTube. He is actually, he was on our show last week. He is an atheist. If you would like to have a discussion about that, he would be the one to talk to. I, however, have argued with him for years, and we have agreed to disagree. So that's where I can tell you my opinion on that. So
Okay. Well, yeah, I was gonna say in regards to what you said about not being able to disprove God, I feel like you can say that about almost any of the proposed gods, or for example, I can't disprove that reincarnation is real. I can't disprove that Zeus never existed. I can't disprove, Scientology or Mormonism or any of the other religions that we have on hand. But that doesn't seem like that's my inability to disprove that. That doesn't seem like that's a good enough reason to believe it, in my view, just because then I'd be basically forcing myself to accept all of them just because I can't, disprove many of the unfalsifiable claims, if you know what
I'll tell you what, I could have a discussion with you on that, but I'm going to let the other gentlemen have the floor on that and let them address their views, because I do have mine, but I'll let these guys have the floor and see what they have to say about that. We'll start with Jeffrey.
Cool.
Well, as far as Christianity is concerned, I'm a firm, strong, narrow-minded believer that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, was God in the flesh, died on the cross, and rose again in 3 days.
So, Ray, I'm going to let you guys actually have a discussion back and forth here briefly. I don't want to make the channel too much about religion because that might turn some people's heads away.
I got a
and
quick
it's just the world
story
we're
to
living in.
share.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Lucas, go ahead.
So the story that I have to share, I was at church camp. It's probably middle school, maybe going into high school. Here or there, we were doing this exercise in prayer of giving our sins to Jesus, specifically, and letting go of those sins. And our instructions were to write those sins and things that we were struggling with on a little post-it note. And there was, full-size cross that was laid down on the altar. And we physically hammered our post-it notes into that fucking cross, man. And that's the most intense thing that I've ever fucking done. I sat back down in my chair and I kept praying, and I felt someone sit down beside me. I felt the warmth of their skin. I felt the hair on their calf as brushed against mine, and I felt the weight of the chair shift the chair beside me and shift into my chair. All right, and I opened my eyes. No one's there. No one's around me. No one's 2 rows behind me. Everyone's in line to nail their post-it note into the cross. And that's something the Lord gave me. And if it is not to quench my ever-doubting thirst, it is to tell you, whoever's listening.
And I would say this is my take on this, because again, I did go to church. I did get baptized. I did go through all that, although my views may differ from some of yours, and you may disagree with me. When you were referring to, I couldn't deny any of the gods. Now, again, there's going to be some stuff in Christianity that's going to say, no false gods before me, and so forth and so on. I do understand that. However, I will say on my end, I can't disprove any of the other gods either. I can't. I cannot. And I can't tell you whether or not they are the same God taking on different forms. I don't know. I don't have those answers. All I do know is that if your faith is leading you down a righteous path, an honorable path, I can't give you shit for it. I really can't.
And I'm very, very open-minded when it comes to everything regarding this life. Consciousness, the actual length of history on this earth, everything. All I'm sharing with you is the only thing, while worshiping Jesus Christ, that I had a unmistakable experience with, an unmistakable physical experience with. And
So,
you cannot believe me, and I don't blame you if you don't.
well,
But
my
that's
my
what,
view on that is that I don't deny that you've had that personal experience. I mean, I'll take your word for that you've had that experience. But then the question is, how do you know that what you felt and what you experienced is what you actually think it is? If I'm not mistaken, you said that you kind of felt somebody near you, but you opened your eyes and there was no and there was no one
yeah.
there. And I think you said it might have been like Jesus or God or something. And so, how do you make that connection between what you felt was there and then what you're claiming to be there, which was
So
Jesus?
so it's weird, and like, obviously scientifically, in the laws that society holds to be true of physics and everything, like, I can't be certain, you know what I mean, in that realm. Can't be certain of that. I just know that I've never had an experience like that while worshiping someone. I get that there's other outside stimulus that could have occurred. There could be, someone maybe behind the chair in the bump into a little bit, and I'm having this experience in my head, and maybe I believe that someone sat down next to me. Ultimately it comes down to if you believe me or not.
Well,
And
yeah, no,
it's something that I've struggled with in my life, because it's something that I believe the devil tries to use against me, to try and deny that you're fucking retarded, damn well, all this and that, and the intellectual mind comes into play, and it really fucks with your head. It really makes you question everything. But when I really meditate and I really come down back to that experience, then I just know, and it's hard to say like, hey, I know Jesus is real because he moved this from here over to this place here. You know what I mean? It's not something, and that comes down to the point of free will and choosing Christ, is that he gives you the choice, he gives you the opportunity. He doesn't just lay it before you and like, hey, this is the path you're going to go down in your life regardless. It's
Right.
not that way at all, because that's what he created angels for, right? If you follow the Testament.
what would you say to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Someone was gonna.
I was just going to say, Lucas, you said that you question these things, but that's what I found out through believing in God and serving Christ, and this is that He wants you to question Him, because then He can prove Himself, and that's His glory. Because even Moses himself looked at God, and God said, "I want to kill every one of you," and Moses said, "Repent from this." Hell, or what did he say? Repent from this destruction in your heart. I can't remember the exact word, but repent from this evil. That's what he called it. He said, repent from this evil in your heart. He said that to the creator of the universe. And I think God will test you like that. He'll test you, and he wants you to question him so he can show you his glory. So I don't see anything wrong with questioning God. I've done it my whole life. God, why are you doing this? God, why are you doing that? God, why did you do it this way? What's going on? So I think that's very valuable or even honorable that you do that.
But at the end, he calls for obedience. So,
well, sure. But at the same time, he does. We're in a fallen state, completely separated from him, and we're going to have a lot of questions. I mean, I know I did.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm going to interject with
Sure.
what I feel, since everybody else is gone. So believe it or not, I grew up in a very religious household. I bet you wouldn't know that. I was very involved in the church, to the point of, I'll give you just one example of an experience that had me questioning if religion is real, as if God is real and Jesus is real and all this. I was a teenager, and my mother took me to one of these, he's like a big guy in the church that could heal people, and he'd put your hands on you, and you'd fall over. You'd feel God rush through you. So, all these people are going up. Everyone he touches, they fall to the ground. And I get up there. I close my eyes, and he touches me. Nothing. I felt nothing. Didn't feel a rush. Didn't fall over. I was kind of like, well, what do I do?
Brother, it's because you're a normal human man.
Yeah, well,
all right. I'm telling you, I was sent to one of these fucking pieces of shit things. My mother was Catholic. I'm not Catholic.
So
One of my neighbors was Catholic. We got sent to one of these overnight fucking Catholic things that try to make us prayer or like pray the rosary and shit. And they did that little fucking I pray for you and then push your fucking forehead and literally push your ass over so you fall. Brother, it's all bullshit.
It is
I'm
bullshit.
telling you.
Every bit
I'm
of that's
telling
bullshit.
you, don't fucking think that there's anything crazy about that. It's fucking bullshit. All right?
so let me get back on point where I was going with that.
Sorry to throw you off track. I just don't want you to think
No,
that
that's all right.
that's
I
like
was like
something
12 years
missed.
old. You know,
Because
it
it's
was like
fucking, it's all a show. It's all
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Well, you know, and the thing too was they were like with the church. It wasn't like they were like some traveling sideshow. But in any case, so
All right, hang
going
on.
to
I'm going to mute if we've got a phone going. Go ahead, Billy.
going to, you know, religious schools, I was very involved in the church for a long time. You know, I was questioning everything, especially when you're a teenager, you know, and into your, you know, late teenage years. But I went out and I purposely looked for meanings of life and proofs of God and proof of an afterlife. And it took a lot to find. And I dabbled in stuff that I probably shouldn't have dabbled in because I dabbled in like the evil side of stuff just to see, right? And if there's an evil, then there's a good. And I believe that I've come to a conclusion that there is something higher than anything that we can even comprehend. And that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yes,
Jesus tells us to repent and to trust in him to take our sins. And that's something that I struggle with, brother. It's something I struggle with, is giving completely my sin to Jesus. It's mine. I'm just admitting that to you as another brother that's trying to walk in the shoes of Christ, man. I'm not perfect. I'm no fucking guy that even goes to church. I'm telling you, Jesus just put me here today. I don't know why, but obviously I'm here for a reason. So,
and Billy, we had a question in the chat from one of our regulars. I don't want to put you in the spot, but if you're comfortable answering.
No, I fucked around with that stuff. I definitely fucked around with like conjuring shit and stuff like I said, should not have fucked with.
Yeah, and it's my belief, and I've seen it. Fuck around and find out. You definitely will.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Boy.
But,
Just
you know,
give it
I
to
kept
Christ,
a
man.
kind of a shield of protection on me, even though I was with people who would, you know, were doing stuff that they shouldn't do, and I was involved in it. And just to see what would happen. And yeah, there is evil that you cannot, like, you can't explain.
So I guess I'll fuck it. You guys watch my channel. You might as well. I'm gonna entertain this for a minute. Excuse me as I cough. Very rude of me, right in the mic. But here's my belief system. All right. It's gonna differ from yours, and some of you guys, even on the show tonight, might disagree. Okay. Live and let live. I'll leave it at that. I was raised to come to a belief system on my own. I do still thank my mother and my father for that. They never pushed a religion on me. I was allowed to figure that out. As I was growing up, I got the same little pamphlets that most of you got when you leave the school. Here, repent, you know. And I looked into it, started reading the Bible, started looking into it. When I graduated high school, I went through my own little series of unfortunate events and fucked around with the wrong people and played games. After that, I did find another group of people, much better. And they said, why don't you come to church with us? So I did. I did find a lot of good people in church. I found a lot of hypocrisy in church as well. And I went to a non-denominational church. So if you don't know what that is, basically they taught the history, the Bible, the story as it is. They didn't fuck around. They didn't do the dance and the bullshit. Okay. So I learned as much as I could. I'd go every Wednesday and Sunday and I checked that out. I decided, you know what? Baptism is for me. Can't hurt, right? The worst I can do is be saved. That's the worst I can do. So I did the baptism, went on the stage, everybody's in church, you get in the little tank, you dunk your head, you do the whole thing. You lay in the thing and they dunk your head under the water. And I went through that. Although I was raised in a family that had differing beliefs. So for instance, my aunt on my dad's side, she was into Native American beliefs. She found out, and I'm not going to Elizabeth Warren you, but she found out we had Blackfoot in our bloodline. What percent? I don't know. And that's besides the point. But I was raised from her perspective as well to have an open mind to some of the native beliefs and how they practice. So that's always been a part of me. Simple things as easy as burning sage and putting salt by the door, stuff like that. You know, easy stuff. Later on in life, I started studying Norse mythology and I became fascinated by it. Now, can I prove the existence of any of those gods any more than I can prove a Christian God exists? No. But I found, historically speaking, this is accurate. The Norse, I don't call them pagans. I don't think they identify themselves as pagans at any point. But they, at one point, actually accepted Christ, God, the Christian God, along with their own gods. You would see them wearing a Mjolnir along with a cross at one point. It wasn't until the Christians stopped doing trade with pagans, as they called them, unless they converted. Okay. The Norse gods go back historically thousands of years prior to any that I'm aware of knowledge of Christian God, right? So those stories are told, passed down generation to generation. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of accurate details on those belief systems, but we do have Christians that went and tried to recapture those stories. You can actually check those out in the Poetic Eddas. Those are fascinating reads if you're interested. But again, you got to keep in mind they are from a Christian perspective as they were written by Christian individuals at the time. Anyway, my belief system is as follows. I believe in a Christian God. I believe in the possibility of other gods. I have taken up some of a belief in the Norse gods. I also believe in Native American traditions as well, in warding off bad spirits and all that goes along with that. I'm not going to go into too many details, but the traditions they followed as well. So I am a hodgepodge mutt of spiritual beliefs. Now, I do understand, according to my hardcore Christian friend, that worst case scenario, I've been saved and I cannot be unsaved. I've already gone through that whole deal, but I've broadened my horizons to understand other religions. Now, do I dabble in any fucking voodoo dark side shit? No. And I don't understand voodoo well enough to say that's evil, but I don't fuck around with Ouija boards. I don't play around with summoning anything. I don't mess around with that. I will not touch that. I won't own a Ouija board. I won't be in the same home with someone with a Ouija board. Okay? Bottom line. So I do have my beliefs. I believe regardless of how many gods, goddesses, or whatever do or do not exist, that there is in fact evil and it can corrupt man and it can influence weak men. I do believe that. I do believe there's a place you go if you are a fucked up piece of shit, dishonorable human being that spent your life torturing and destroying other people. Definitely. And I believe if you do your best to be a good fucking person, you'll be judged accordingly in the afterlife. And I don't just mean you pray and you say, I repent. No, you actually leave an honorable life. That is where my beliefs differ a little bit from Christianity. I can't just say, I'm saved, I prayed, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. I also believe this is more of the Norse belief. You have to live honorably. Otherwise,
you're going to sin. No one is perfect but Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So you have to be trying to live a moral life. You can't just be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna, fuck around, and then, hey, on my deathbed, I'll be like, hey, JC, what up, dog?
Unfortunately, what I've found is a lot of the Sunday Christians, and I'm sure you know what I mean, do think that's how it works. I went to the altar, I prayed, I said, please forgive me for everything I do. Everything's good now. I'm going to go fuck around. No, not how it works. So I agree with you there. Gentlemen, any other thoughts on this or other topics this evening?
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking another question, hopefully, no, it's your show. I want to be, yeah, regarding what you just said, what are your guys' views on someone who, just this hypothetical man who's lived a good life, an honorable life, but let's just say he's an atheist or he doesn't believe any of that stuff. What are your guys' views on what happens to that person after death? And also, if there really is a loving God out there that cares about whether or not people behave honorably or not, why would he care if somebody actually believed in his existence or not? What difference would that make?
I'm going to let you guys have the floor on this, and I'll get back to mine later.
Who wants to go?
Oh, y'all want me?
Anybody?
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sure.
brother.
All right. So, from as far as I've studied, which is admittedly not that far, there's an age of basically responsibility. I don't know the verbiage of it, but basically when you're a child, up until you realize what sin is, right? And then from that point on, it's your responsibility, because you are aware of sin, to ask for forgiveness, right? So if you've heard the gospel of Jesus Christ, then it's your choice then to follow or not, right? So just as unborn children that die without hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ are admitted to heaven. Does that make sense?
Well, I think maybe I could ask some follow-up. So what do you think, just to kind of nail this down
I'm
here?
no fucking expert either. Don't, you know what I mean?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, keep that in mind. We're all just on the internet having a chat. None of us are pastors, so to speak, that I know of.
It's totally fine. I just want to give.
I'm no fucking pastor.
No, it's fine. I just want to get what you guys think. So, how would you define sin, and how do you know that it's real? It would be my first question, because you mentioned sin quite a few times, and then go ahead.
Can I interject with that?
Yeah.
In I believe it's the 1st or 2nd Corinthians chapter, I believe it's 1556, says that the law was given, which the law being the 10 Commandments, to show you that you are a sinner. In other words, let me ask you, Ray. Ray, have you ever stolen something?
I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah, I mean, so have I. And so now we know that I'm just going to use that one. We can go through all of them. Have we ever lusted? Have we ever used the Lord's name in vain? Well, those 10 commandments, I'm guilty of breaking all of them.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Well, I hope not all of them, Jeffrey.
They're a liar.
If that law is now showing me I'm a sinner, I've done something wrong, so I need something to fix it. Which was why because Christ came to fulfill the law.
Yeah, but that's still sort of doesn't get to the root of the question of there's a book that says that these are sins and you must follow these rules. But then the question comes, why should we take this book seriously as opposed to a different book like the Quran, or just maybe none of them at all? Like,
Well,
why?
you can't. You're going to sin. There's no way out of it. You're trapped. Even Paul, the Apostle Paul, said, "I do those things which I don't want to do, and I don't do what I need to do." It was I'm paraphrasing, but he knew, he could see that inner conflict. Man, you're in a fallen world. You cannot get out of it without Christ. It is you're doomed to it.
Ray, let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and be intentionally vague where necessary. In other words, don't dox yourself.
Okay,
all right. First question. How old were you when you stole something? First time.
Ooh, I mean, I imagine I was like a kid or something, but yeah, I don't have any memories of my first stealing of something. But who knows if I was a kid stealing from a candy jar? I have no.
Let's talk about the first one you have a memory of. Then think of the first one you remember. Okay. How old were you then?
I'm trying to think here, but I imagine, I mean, who knows? I'm pretty sure like in my teenage years or something. Let's just say early teens or something. But it probably was before that. Who knows?
And these are series of questions that it might seem weird, but just follow me here. When you stole, did you steal from someone you knew or from, I don't know, let's say a large corporation?
From someone I knew.
Okay, that answers that question. And I would get into specifics on that, but there is a time and need in desperation when you are hungry, starving, or trying to provide for others in your family. That's there is actually literature on that. But anyway, getting back to the point. So it was someone you knew, relative or friend, doesn't really matter, but it was someone close to you-ish, correct?
Yeah, I can actually, if you want me to elaborate on it too, I can, so you know what I'm referring to. I was kind of a little shithead in middle school, and I remember. Do you guys remember do you guys ever remember the game RuneScape by chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I stole some guy's account that he was from my middle school, and I like pretended to be his friend online, and then got his password, and I remember taking his account and kind of flaunting it because that's just how I was when I was younger. But that's what I was talking about. So it's sort of like a video game thing, but yeah.
So let me ask you this. At any point while you did that, did you have a little thing maybe in the back of your head that said, man, that was kind of fucked up?
I imagine I did. Yeah, I probably most likely, I was most likely on edge, getting like a rush out of doing that. But I'm sure that in the back of my head, I was thinking like, yeah, this is kind of messed up.
All right. So this leads to my next question. Knowing what you know now, maybe, and I'm not accusing you of anything, but maybe this wasn't your only theft. Maybe it was. But in general, knowing what you know now, being older, do you think the younger version of you was fucked up for doing so?
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. That all being said, I asked all this for a reason. At that point, you were aware. Maybe it was society, folkways, mores. We can get into psychology, sociology if we want, but let's stick to the spiritual for the sake of the argument. Something, if you know the reference, there's something on the wing. If anybody knows in the chat, put that there. But something in the back of your head said, this was wrong. Okay. In my opinion, again, I'm not a pastor nor an expert, but that was the voice of reason, the upstairs, the man in the big throne up there saying, hey, man, not cool. And that voice was in your subconscious saying, hey, I better not do this. Okay. That is excluding sociology, psychology, folkways, mores, what is acceptable in society. I'm excluding that intentionally for the purpose of this discussion. Once you were aware that you committed sin, that is, as it was in the chat early, the age of accountability, where you are now aware of what sin is. You know what's wrong. You know what's right. You know, if you continue down that path, you're hurting yourself and others. That to me is sin, the definition of. When you're hurting yourself and others, you're displeasing whichever God you choose to or choose not to believe. That is where you're displeasing them as well. So, guys, I'm going to ask you, how far off the mark or how on the mark, according to your belief system, was I on that? Jeffrey, I'll let you have the floor again.
I mean, yeah, God gives you a conscience, but now let's look at. Let me just bring this one up because this one always fascinated me. What is the one sin, if we want to call it that, that you do not have to be taught? Think about that for a minute. Yeah, does anybody know?
I would take a stab in the dark, and that was a pun because I would think murder would be in there.
It's
There's
lying.
there's a lot of things
lying.
behaviorally.
You do not have to teach somebody to lie. A little kid, did you take the cookie out of the cookie jar? No, Daddy, I didn't do it. Why did they automatically know how to do that? And the reason they do is because they're already born in that fallen state that we're all born into. Because, I mean, once you're born, you start dying. I mean, it's just that simple. You grow up, yeah, I get it, but then you're going to die. That's it. Your time is short. But that is just such a given that you don't have to teach anybody to lie. My dad didn't teach me how to lie, and boy, and I remember the first time I got caught. And I got wore out for it. And he never taught me to lie. He had never told me not to lie. He just looked at me and goes, "You're lying to me."
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah, we all have. But that one always fascinated me because that's when that was one of those things. There's something going on here because, you don't like any little kid will tell you a lie. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it. And you don't have to be taught to do that. Now, some of these other things are taught,
Yeah.
It's you teach them not to do it, but a lot of them are like, for example, lusting. Oh, hey, I saw my dad hanging out with that chick that one time. I remember that. He was all up in her business. Well, what is that all about? You're
Right.
taught that,
Yeah.
And you would go on all day long with all the different examples, but that one doesn't have to be taught.
Billy, you have been quiet tonight. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I could break it down simply of my thoughts. So I believe that God isn't this thing to be fearful of, right? I don't think he's going to actively punish you in the afterlife unless you've turned your back completely away from him. I believe there's something to, all these people throughout time, thousands of years have been written about what's going to happen after you die, right? By thousands and thousands of people. There has to be something to it, right? So, when Ray, you're asking like, what if you're an atheist and whatnot? I believe that your life is all just, you're getting prepared to what you're going to see after this life, right? And I think it's going to be just this immense, incredible thing that happens after you die, right? So if you're not prepared for it, that might be too much for you, and you just go spinning off into the nothingness of the universe, the blackness, whatever that could be, right? Or you've been ready and preparing for accepting God and what's going to happen, unless, like I said,
I was going to say, how do you know that there is an afterlife to begin with?
I don't. None of us do we? But I do believe that there is something else besides this. I've seen too much in my life. I've heard with my own ears that there is something after this. So I think if you are actively working against yourself as far as worshiping like Satan and practicing evil and actively hurting other people, I think those are big deals. I think you have damned yourself to nothingness after this life. I think everything else, I think this God is very forgiving, and God wants you to experience. I mean, look at this life you're experiencing if you're open to experiencing it. I mean, look at everything around you. It's so fucking beautiful, but people are so caught up in the bullshit of their everyday life, the bullshit of politics, the bullshit of this, that, and the other thing. And they're not stopping to walk through the fucking forest. They're not looking out over the ocean going, wow, that's amazing. They're not looking at the little animals living their little lives. Going about.
You know, it's almost a stop and be quiet for a while. Sit there in some total silence and watch. Watch what happens to you. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or listening to like music, like Jeffrey Paul makes, you know, just listening to the sounds that come out. They're almost like heavenly. How can you deny that there's not a God when there's sounds that just move you in such ways, right? Or
Isn't
like
that
myself.
amazing?
I know it is.
amazing to me.
Or like
Speaking
myself, I love to make people laugh. It's
Yes.
just such a great feeling to make people feel good, right? So I think if you spread that, I think if you involve and immerse yourself in those kinds of things, I think even if you might not believe in him now or an afterlife now, I think that there will be something for you after this life.
All right. And I'm going to jump in a tangent here because Billy actually just gave us the opening. Jeffrey, do I have your permission before we are again finalized on the official video? Do I have your permission to play the tune, sir?
Dude, you can. It's yours. Play it all you want. I'm waiting on Billy to get me some videos.
No. Don't
No.
put this on him. Don't put that evil on him.
I'm going to.
I did not send him photos until about 20 minutes before the stream. It was my fault.
Oh, you're the one. Okay, I see. Naughty boy.
I'm the one that doesn't follow instructions. That would be me.
No, I'm
All
really
right.
looking forward to what happens. I am just chomping at the bit to see what
Yeah,
happens. with
I
this.
am also interested to see what goes on there because it sounds like he's got a badass plan here.
Hey,
Uh,
sorry for blaming you, Billy.
That's all
Yeah.
right. No worries.
Always blame the host. It's usually my fault. All right, we will play Jeffrey Paul's song. What was your title for the song, by the way?
Man,
Putting you on the spot.
yeah, because I wanted to change it. I'm not going to lie. And, hey, let's take a vote. How about that? Let's take a vote.
All right. All right. In the chat, I'm going to have you listen to this song and you vote on the title. Trolls, fuck off. Let's play this thing. right, there you go. That is Jeffrey Paul's new jam, which will eventually be the opening scene to this show. Once Billy gets the photos he requested, and all the time in the world you need, man. No rush on that, because I want it to be your creation on the video part. Make it awesome.
Okay, I was going to go back to this title thing. Okay, can we go
Yep.
back to this title thing? Now, Jackal had it right. He said Rhino Rage. That's what I've been calling it.
Hell yeah.
Is that a
So-
good name? I mean,
What do you guys think?
or I mean, this might sound gay, or I'm sorry, you know the word, just the Rage.
Gay works.
I think Rhino Rage.
I think Rhino Rage too. That's it. Jackal, you win.
I was thinking that or Rhino Reverence, because think of the word reverence. It's a feeling of honor. I think there's a little bit of fearlessness in there.
Cause see, this is about you, Red. You know, this is your call, man. Cause this is what it's about you on this. That's what I want to tell you. This whole thing's about you. So you call it.
Well, I'll tell you, Rage of the Rooster is sounding mighty fine to me.
Rage of the
No, I honestly, that's just Polska being Polska. Rhino Rage is got to be the winner. That is what everybody says.
That's what
And
it is. Then so be it.
by the way, the fans make the show. I just talk and have you guys on. So
I just
Rhino Rage it is. Yes.
Mr.
I-
Hemi suggested cock walk.
No, I
Soldier Girl
thought-
Soldier Girl says yes. Okay, it's in. That's it.
cock walk. No, that's just whenever you see Pop walking. What is that gif? That gif of him running away from the chick on the street? That's the
AOC.
cock walk.
the dildos, yeah.
That's cock walk.
By the way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. We're going to shift gears and probably call it a night. I'm trying to avoid the 5-6 hour streams tonight, but I do want to give a shout out to Jeffrey Paul. Jeffrey Paul, where can we find you to hear more of this awesome stuff you do?
I have about 50 videos. And hey, let me ask you guys. I'm going to do a plug, okay? I know these plugs, they suck, and I try to avoid them. But y'all go subscribe. I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm trying to monetize that channel. I'm a long way off, and I need some subscriptions. Yeah, you don't even have to listen to me. Just go subscribe.
So the channel is just Jeffrey Paul on YouTube, correct?
Yeah, just Jeffrey Paul.
All right.
JEFFREY.
There you go. So, Polska, can you type the link in the chat for me, since I know you're still there? You go. Maybe. Is that it? I don't know if that's it. But Polska, give me a 1 in the chat if that is the link to Jeffrey Paul there.
Man, I appreciate it, guys. I really do. You don't know how much it means to me that you're using that tune. And Pop did the same thing. And I've been trying to get more people and making music for anybody. That's why you asked me, and I want y'all to know this, okay?
Yeah.
He asked me how much I was going to charge for this.
I was like, arm and a
I
leg.
said absolutely nothing. That's how much I love it. And I love this show and I love Pop Show. I do this for nothing. So if y'all have a content channel or anything you want music to, I do it for nothing.
And the hours he puts into the songs, man, that's what's crazy to me. How many hours went into this Rhino Rage song?
That one was about 40 hours of recording time. Probably
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
close to that.
That's no joke, man. That is awesome. All right. We got Polska Bob in the chat here, says, Jeff, I was playing your tunes on my streams 3 nights ago. So there you go. Polska's
Nice.
a big supporter as well.
All right, Polska, love you, man.
And Soldier Girl, you're great, Jeffrey Paul. So there you go.
Mwah. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. And you don't. I've always said in this music industry, you don't get lucky breaks. You don't. You know, you 1 in 100 million may get a lucky break and get popular and make the $1 million. I'm over that. I just love doing it. I've got a love for it. So if any of y'all ever put any content channels, tackle, then let me know and I'll do something for you. I
I'm
love
working
doing
on it.
it. We
Okay.
love it, man. You know
I'm
we
working
do.
on it.
Yes. Lucas, really quick, do you produce any content on YouTube?
Nope.
Do you produce content anywhere else?
Nope.
You should.
All right. Yeah,
Nope.
exactly. You
He's
should.
just the drifter, you know. He just shows up, man.
Hell yeah. Well, we are very grateful to have you on the show tonight. I'm sorry you got mixed in with the
Thanks for
trolls
having
there.
me.
That was bad timing. But you are welcome back anytime. Definitely appreciated having you on. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And Billy, where can we find you? I know, Billy, if you're having a bad day, before I let him speak, I'm going to interrupt him right as I ask him some questions. If you're having a bad day and you just need to chill out, have some fun, and watch some good content, Billy is the man. He puts up some weird stuff sometimes, something about no eggs. And a certain
Hammer loved that.
yeah, a certain Hammerhand. If you haven't subscribed to Hammerhand, by the way, you guys are fucking up. He does good stuff, and he looks like Santa Claus. So, tis the season to subscribe to Hammerhand. He just got monetized. Go check him out. Just type in Hammerhand on YouTube. You'll
I
find
tried
him.
to get Hammerhand to let me do some stuff for him, but I can't get him to move on it.
Well, maybe I'll bug him if he's on the
Yeah, you
the
guys
live stream.
bug him.
Yeah. All right, Billy,
Yes.
you're up. Where can we find you? And more importantly, before you say that, what kind of content do you enjoy doing most?
I like doing comedy. I just like to make, like I said earlier, I like to make people laugh. But sometimes I get a little serious. My recent, foray into the darkness of the afterlife. If you want to know about the afterlife, watch my live stream from Sunday.
Oh yeah, that was
Which-
some good stuff.
Speaking of which, Rhino, I sent you a picture, and you're probably like, "Where's this picture?" So Monday, if you watch my live stream, I was doing I was about to go on air, and I needed to plug in the dongle into the computer so I could hear in my helmet, because I wear a stupid helmet when I do live streams, so I don't get fired from my job, because some of my stuff is quite risky that wouldn't go over well in corporate land.
Right.
But, so I couldn't find this dongle that I had taken out and put right next to the computer. And I said to Nate, I said, "Watch, I'm going to find this thing. It's going to be sitting right next to the computer." Hadn't seen it all week, right? Today, I get up. I come in to do I worked from home today. It is sitting right in front of the keyboard.
Oh, no shit.
And that's why I sent you the picture of. I was like, look at this shit. So something is moving shit in my house here.
Hey,
Which is-
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy, I got a dongle too.
I bet you do. And I feel
man.
bad for Jeffrey, because I used to play guitar, but I got into an accident and I broke my wrist pretty bad. And now if I play, it hurts. It's like I can't play, and or I can't play for long. So I sent him. He's like, "I'll do you a song." I'm like, "Oh, maybe you could redo this song that I did like 20 years ago." And he couldn't make out what I was, because the recording was like from a tape.
I felt
So-
terrible about telling you that.
Oh, don't worry about it. Whatever
I
you
said,
come
"But
up
I can't
with,
make any melody.
whatever you could come up with, it's fine by me.
I'll work with it. We'll see what I can do."
Sure.
And
So,
Billy,
yeah.
oh, no, go ahead. Sorry, I'm shutting
No,
up.
I was just going to say, you can find me here on YouTube, Billy Von Baum. You can find me on MGTOW TV, which I'm trying to get that thing, moving. People they go, they don't go. You can find me on Rumble, on BitChute, on Odyssey, but I'm mostly active on YouTube, trying to build that up.
Hell yeah. So guys, be sure to subscribe to these two legends. And I do say that. And these guys are humble, so they probably won't accept it. But Jeffrey Paul and Billy Von Baum, check them out. They're awesome channels. You guys should subscribe tonight. Like right now. Leave. The show's almost over. Go check them out. Jackal, the Emperor, or as he is calling himself now, Calmed Jackal. Oh shit, I gotta add him back to the stream. There we go. Wrong button. Jackal, you don't have a channel yet. I say that because I told you to make one like 4 months ago.
Well,
now.
technically, the one I have now, yes, it is. I mean, I
But there's
already
no
have a
content.
subscriber. I mean,
Oh.
Jimmy is one of my subscribers, actually.
Jimmy is a subscriber. He is
Let-
the one and only subscriber at this point, huh?
Why is that not open the image, you idiot? Damn it!
Focus.
I'm trying to find the actual evidence, and I just have nothing but videos of Car 98 restorations.
Also in the chat, Polska's put up a another link. Polska, if you can drop Billy's
I
link
have
as well in the chat,
4.
let me know.
I have 4 subscribers. What the fuck?
Wow, popular guy. What is your channel's name so they can find
It's
out?
just Jackal Hunter.
Jackal Hunter. So if you guys haven't subscribed to him yet, we're going to pressure him into making videos here. Peer pressure the fuck out of this guy. Because obviously you can go on rants and give you some good information. So we need to Jackal channel for sure. Jackal, what are your final thoughts for this evening? Anything that came to mind of any importance tonight that you want to address at the very end here?
Well, we did really go off into a tangent. We kind of went on a roller coaster. Is more accurate of a statement.
Yeah,
First
no
we had
shit.
trolls and a bunch of loose cannons, and then we got into politics, and then got into religion. Wow, we were all over the place, and now we're talking about music. It's great.
Yeah.
I think I spoke most of my mind when I was yelling, and I'm surprised nobody has knocked on my door to ask if I'm okay or what the hell I'm doing. But apparently, we've got some shit on the horizon. And you know what that means? Some people are gonna get. Some people are gonna get slapped around.
All right. On that note, if you guys stuck through for the entire show, thank you so much, because this one was a weird, wild, fucked off ride. Part of it was fun. The second half was fun. That first half, I don't know why I allowed that to go on so long. I was kind of hoping they would go somewhere with it. I can roll with the punches, but I was expecting it to go somewhere. And then when it went to break, they all just like disappeared. I didn't ban anybody. I banned them later. But I was expecting this to just be me against 5 fucking trailer park fucking whatever that was. If you guys haven't seen it, rewind, watch the beginning of the stream. It was a lot of fun. Was it fun? I don't know. But that was an interesting opening to the stream for sure. Anyway, I will have to keep out a closer eye out on things going forward, because we do have some anti-fans, which is fun too. But they definitely had fun tonight. So I'm going to have fun avoiding that in the future. Anyway, any final thoughts from anybody before we head out tonight? Any final thoughts from any of you guys currently still on the show?
Go look at your email and look at my flooding videos.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to that.
A flooding garage. Man.
Oh my God, I was having glass bottom boat tour in my garage. If y'all want to come pay to have a take a look.
Oh hell no.
God, dog.
Anybody else going to? Well, I don't know. Is Pop having his Fantastic Moments party?
I don't know. I don't know about that. But on that note, we'll have to ask Pop about that again.
Yeah. He's not going to have it this month.
I've been talking to Blake about it just a few days ago, because I was dying to go to that.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure why they called it off. We'd have to ask them directly. One of you guys in the chat next week, ask about the party and what happened there, if you're curious. But on that note, more importantly, next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Or no, excuse me, that's wrong. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Pop and Blake will be on. Polska, if you can drop Terrence Pop's channel in the link in the live chat. He will be doing a stream with the midterm elections. I should be there. I will be there. But we should also have Hammerhand, Jericho Green, maybe Sandman. I don't know. But there will be a full house that night. Should be a lot of fun.
Forgetting about me.
You're going to be there. You're going to be there.
I'm working on some special stuff for that show. So
Are you going to be on the
nice.
show or just adding content?
there
to
might
the
be a man on the street kind of thing going on. I don't know. We'll see.
show? In the
We'll
helmet.
see what I could pull off.
We'll see the back of his head, and that's it.
That'll be good. I look forward to that. But yes, tune in to what is their channel name? I just call it Terrence Pop.
Grunt
What is
Speak
their-
Live.
It's just
Grunt
it's
Speak
just
Live.
Pop.
Yeah, but you can type
Rotund
in Terrence Pop.
Revenger, the Flabby Fisticuffer, whatever you want to call him, or the King Dong Cream Gargler, whatever.
Yeah, so I've been subscribed for like a decade, and I just call it Terrence Pop. But it is Grunt Speak Live is where you want to tune into
It's
that.
just Pop.
Yeah, just Terrence Pop. You won't find it if you just type pop. So
Yes.
Terrence Pop. But anyway,
You'll go
think
Pop if you just type Pop.
yeah, and it's POPP for those that are not subscribed. So go check it
Just
out.
remember it this way: Poe had to go pee.
Yes.
She's a 4 channel. Polska. Yes, he's Pop has a lot of 4s. We get it.
Yes. And then that is it for me this evening. You guys, any other final thoughts? Last call.
I may need some professional help with organizing my channels
Okay.
because I don't know
reach
how to
out-
do this shit.
Reach out to me. It's don't do live call-in shows until you're ready for the trolls. I'll tell you that. That's what I've learned tonight.
The trolls, the bowls, and the hoes. Because I'll bet money, actual money, there will be hoes.
Oh, hose on the Jackal Show.
Oh,
Look forward to that.
Let me
No,
Billy.
I will not look forward to that.
Billy, Ryan, Lucas, everybody, Jackal, Ryan. Peace to you guys, man.
All right,
Peace to
Jeffrey.
you.
Have a great night.
I will
All
need
right.
peace and
See y'all
quiet.
later.
See ya. Real quick. Soldier Girl brings up a great point. Don't forget to vote. If you can
Yeah.
vote these fuckity fucks who are fucking up our country out. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely.
Don't think that your vote doesn't count. I believe it's going to count this time. I really hope.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to take it on that note, and we'll see you next week. I promise I will do my best to keep the trolls out. I played with it. You know, I'm not afraid to just fuck around, but it was definitely a learning experience tonight. If we don't get banned for that, I don't know what we will get banned for, but I hope you all have a great evening. It was great hanging out with you this evening. And for those of you that watched all the way through, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I'll give you my spiel and then I'm out. So if you haven't already, if you want to piss off a few liberals, go on over to the subscribe button down below, click that, hit the bell notification, and click the likes. 65 liberals will shit their pants in a public polling area near you for every subscribe you do. So do that right now. Also, if you haven't already and you feel like donating to this channel and you feel like this channel adds value to your day, head on over to paypal.com/paypalme/redpillrhino and consider leaving a donation there. Every penny counts, and it does help us upgrade the channel and keep this going for you guys. Believe it or not, it does matter. So thank you so much for those of you that contribute. Polska, I will ask you if you have time to throw that in the live stream chat there. If not, no worries. Also, in the description, you will find a link to the Streamlabs merch store, which we have beer koozies, hoodies, hats, bikinis, yoga pants, notebooks, whatever. But if you feel like rocking some Red Pill Rhino merch, we've got that for you. So head on over to the merch store as well and get your Red Pill Rhino merch. Until next time, guys, I will see you Tuesday on Pop Stream, which means you will not see me on Wednesday. I will be taking that day off, but we will be doing the live stream of the election that night. So head on over to Grunt Speak Live. Do not miss that episode. I'm sure it's going to be a blast. All right, guys, I hope you had a great night. Thank you again for everything you guys do. You, the fans, make the show what it is. So it's always a blast to have you on board. And next Friday, our call-in show will hopefully be just as awesome, if not better, than this one. So thank you again, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you, guys. And I am out.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.